Okay, perfect. So it is June 6th, and Brooke was just sharing about our awesome $20 off personal promo codes. I think now that I'm just thinking out loud what I am going to do, and I heard another top coach talk about this, is posting on her stories like, I have a personalized 20 dollars off. DM me if you want more info, put polls up and really start getting people that way to start gaining some interest. And just going back to all those people last month that were like, oh no, maybe the timing was off, price objection, it costed too much. Like, in the 3 years I've been in this business, and Brooke can probably attest to it too, in the 5 or so years that she's been in this business, I feel like our packs aren't 140 very often. Like, that is a dang good deal, especially with bond prices going up at the end of the month. So definitely create a plan to leverage that and get some people going. So um other than that, I know Fire and Flow is going. The customer lunch for Fire and Flow is officially tomorrow, which is super exciting. So if you guys felt like you missed that original coach launch, know that in this business, you can launch anything whenever you want. Just pick a day that works for you in your schedule and launch it. Get excited, share about it, tell people when you are starting and how they can get a hold of this new program. And tomorrow it's officially available to everyone, preferred customers, and coaches. So that's just going to open up a whole new market of people that can snag this amazing program. And I'd love to see in the chat who's doing Fire and Flow. I am on week 2. I think most of us might be week 1 or week 2. Holy fire finishers, man, you guys feeling those? They are so good. Oh my gosh, I find myself sweating a lot during this one, but then by the next day, I feel like my body is so ready to just stretch everything back out. I think this one is just going to be a long time favorite and probably one that I get a lot of new people started on. So, yay, we've got so many people starting. All right, well, I am going to let my girls take it over. So, we have 4 brand new shiny diamonds in the house on our team. And I am like such a proud mama bear that these are my girls. And they freaking came together and hustled their butts off to get their businesses to diamond, to support one another. And now our team is in 5-star qualification and they are just rocking it. And I don't know, I think our team is just a blast. I'm just saying, like, this whole team is so fun. So we really wanted you guys to hear from some newer women in this business that are hitting goals right off the bat. I have, out of all 4 of my girls, Melissa Pierce, Ann Neubauer, Jenny Haslett, and Ashley Fuston, everyone has a different story, which I think is super cool because I think that there's power to our story and who you can relate to. And they're all very different. Some of them are stay-at-home moms. Some are full-time working moms. Some of them are, not even, they're working full-time and they don't have kids. So they don't have that story where people think like, oh, I have to be a mom and have a husband to do this. No, you can rock your business no matter what season of life you're in. So I really want them to share a little bit of their story and share what brought them here. And then also just give you guys how they did it. Just talk about like what made them decide to go diamond, what tactical tips they can give you guys to help you. And then what is some really good advice that you guys heard along the way. So I say you guys can kind of just popcorn it. I'm going to stop. If you have any questions for them, please put it in the chat and I can read it and go through so they can answer your questions. And you guys don't hesitate on asking questions. Like, please use the chat. If something comes up, this is the time and the space to ask these women now. I know we are all busy and we are all hustling during the day, doing life, doing business, doing moms and family stuff and everything else. So please use this time. These women are amazing. They are open and willing to share anything. So make sure to ask them your questions while you have them. So, all right, whoever wants to go first, have at it.
I'll start. Hi, everybody. I'm Anne. A little bit about me. I joined Beachbody 1.5 years ago. Okay. Sorry, you changed my screen. um, so I joined 1.5 years ago, and they didn't have preferred customer back then. It was you signed up as a coach for the discount. And I fell in love with the Shakeology. That was the pack I got. And so my coach was like, you can do it for the discount. I'm like, all right. So I never did anything with coaching for a long time, probably almost a year, if that. But at my 4-month mark of my journey, I started to share because I was loving my results. So I made a post on Facebook here and there, but then I would start getting feedback from my friends. And then I slowly just started adding some friends to come join me. And Brooke kept saying, come coach with me, come coach with me. And I'm like, no. But one thing she always said was, those who love their journey make the best or the best coaches are the ones that love their journey. And I just love my journey, and still 1.5 years later, I love it still. Just love. So I am 39 years old. I have 3 kids, 5, 5, and 3. I work in-house pool as a registered nurse. I try to work 2 days a week if I can, more for my sanity to get out of the house. But yes, just busy with the kids. So when I started really going all in with coaching, just because I was loving all my friends who were loving their results and how they were feeling. And I was like, why would I stop with just me and them? Like, let's keep sharing this with more people. So I said, all right, Brooke, let's do it. But I recently became a diamond coach. Woo-hoo, and I guess I think I'm doing like the tips, sharing. Like, I constantly am sharing. I try to every day post my workouts. I videotape myself, and I'm always posting my workouts so people know that I'm showing up every day. Like, you can do it. They all know I have 3 young kids, and I'm always up at the butt crack of dawn. But they're seeing that I'm showing up myself. And I do get feedback from people, even who aren't interested in joining, just how inspiring seeing that is to them. And so that kind of lit my fire too, to keep going, because I just love inspiring people, and it's crazy to me that I can inspire people. So with my stories, though, I'll say I try to have fun with them too, not just like me working out, blah, 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 but I try to make fun of myself. I try to add humor to things, and keep it lighthearted and showing that it's fun, because it is such a fun community. But I love not trying to make people laugh. I just like to laugh. Maybe I just laugh at myself too. I might just think I'm only funny. I don't know. But number 2, I pretty much sign up all my customers as preferred customers, because even if they don't want to continue the products, they need to cancel it. So in my mind, I'm like, what's one more click? It's free the first month along with body and everything else. So if you're not interested, then I just help them cancel it too. It saves a step, I think, in the future, at least in my mind, it does. So that helps. And then if people love the comments or love the products, they're already a preferred customer. And so we're good there. Let me see. There are some ladies who I can just tell, I use my better judgment too, with signing people up as preferred customer. I don't really talk to them about it. I just do it. And if they question it, but no one really has. But if someone I know like won't use the products after that, I'll just keep them as a customer. So just use my better judgment. So I guess I just got preferred customers that way, and they stuck. So you need the preferred customers. And then for coaches, I signed up my hubs pretty early, which I was confused about. A lot of it's confusing, but I'm learning as I'm going. And but it made sense to sign up my husband because now I'm putting my Shakeology on his account, so then I get a kickback on my account for that Shakeology. So why not have cheaper Shakeology? And then I start putting some customers over to him, so that I build him to Emerald. So that was pretty good to do. And then how I got two other coaches. One's an Emerald, one is just has one under her, but anyone who has a friend that wants to sign up, I always talk to them about if you have a friend, why don't you're already preferred customer, change to a coach and have them sign up under you. You can make money, a little money on that too. You can go as far as you want. I just kind of have the conversation with them. So that is how I got my one other coach, Nicole, and she ended up signing up her husband too because she loves the products. And I was like, if you're taking all these products, sign up Hubs, like make it get that kickback. And so she signed up a few people too. So that's how I got my coaches. I am working on getting some more working coaches too. But I'm just going to keep having those conversations with anyone in my group who has friends that are wanting to join. And I got to do a better job too at doing that myself. And then best advice that I received, which I already said, is from Brooke, who is saying the best coaches are the ones who love their journey, and just showing like how much fun that you're having. Other people are going to want to come join the fun too. So I just try to focus on that. Sorry, just reading my notes. Okay, so yeah, just continue to portray that and adding humor to everything. That's how I run my group as well, is just try to make it fun, make fun of ourselves, like just keep it lighthearted. Let's see, and what would I tell someone new? So for everyone who is new to this, to get to Diamond, I guess my biggest advice is just to keep going, keep sharing. I just share every day, and even though it's silent, it always seems like the first of the month is when people also come flooding to me, and they're like, "I'm ready now," and I'm like, "Okay, where were you all those other times?" But they'll come. Just you got to keep sharing, keep being you, like just be you and enjoy yourself and share. And inviting, that is one thing that I have to be better at too. Brooke shares too. Inviting, like it's I don't know why it's so stressful, but when I do invite people, I get no's, but one of my bomb ass ladies in my group, bomb ladies, I reached out to her and she actually said yes. And she's like kicking butt and loving her journey. And they wouldn't know unless you invited them, or, they wouldn't know. So I don't know. That's all I really got. I don't know if I haven't been reading. But yes, just love your journey and keep sharing. I don't know. I hope that helps.
That's perfect. So perfect. I love that. Just have the conversations. Like there's no harm in just talking and asking. And even if it is scary, just doing it anyway, because you never know what the answer is going to be. And I love that they will come if you share. Also, the energy and excitement. People feed off of that and they see that. So keep that up. So good. All right, ladies, Melissa, Ashley, and Jenny.
I'll go.
All right.
All right, I'm Ashley. Gosh, what am I on now? 8 months now? 8 or 9 months I signed up in August with Brooke. Now we're both big, Anne. So yeah, I've been doing it for about 8 or 9 months now. I became Emerald pretty quickly. When I signed up with Brooke, she actually signed me up on Team Cup. And I had no idea what that meant. Absolutely no idea. And she put me in a group with these girls, and they were all like higher ranks and like have been doing this for a while. So it freaked me the heck out. And I actually hit Success Club that month, and I really haven't stopped since. But I think I needed that motivation and having people watch me like right off the bat to really get my gears going and kind of get the hang of it. So that's a huge thing is when you start, don't tiptoe into it, just dive in. Because if you tiptoe into it, people aren't going to see what you're doing if you're just randomly posting here and there. And then eventually you start, coming out of your shell a little more. Just do it right away. That's probably, I know I'm kind of skipping ahead to my advice, but that would be my advice is just go for it and dive. Because if I didn't, I probably would have quit by now. Oh, what else do I want to say? Sorry, I'm so scattered brain because Allie's up my butt right now. Okay, hold on. Okay, how I got to Diamond. So I am constantly sharing, and then anytime anybody likes any of my posts, I'm inviting them. I will invite them until I'm blue in the face because a lot of people will tell you no right away, but they'll keep liking your stuff. So I will randomly, like after a couple weeks, reach back out to them, stay connected with everybody. Also, probably the biggest thing I learned from being a hairstylist is like when we're closing out our sale with them and we're talking about our shampoos and stuff. A lot of times I would skip over that part because I assumed they wouldn't be able to afford it. And that is a big thing that I've taken with me from hair into Beachbody is you cannot assume that somebody can't afford something. That is their decision, not yours. So I am constantly asking people instead of making that decision for them. That's a huge thing I've learned in life in general. You can't just tell someone they can't do it because you don't think they can. And I think that's kind of what pushed me more out of my comfort zone, being able to talk to people. And I was actually super shocked at how many people are like, yeah, let's do this. And I'm sitting here thinking, oh, they're not going to want to do it. I'm not going to ask them. And then a couple weeks later, I'll see them liking my post. I'm like, okay, just do it. Just do it. And then that's the person that signs up with me. So don't assume ever. Hold on, I got to look at my notes. Sorry. Okay, the advice, and then what I would tell someone who's brand new. I kind of went over that, but just diving in, giving it your all. Kind of back what to Ann said too. Make it fun. I'm constantly making like funny reels because I am a huge goofball at heart. And don't be scared because if someone thinks you're stupid, that doesn't change who you are. I mean, if you want to make funny reels and they're going to roll your eyes at you, well, guess what? You're the one building a business. You're the one making you're making the money and you are showing up for yourself. You are bettering yourself. Just do it because their judgment doesn't define who you are. So just keep pushing, keep going, step out of your comfort zone. That would be my big advice for everybody. It took me, I think Brooke talked me into posting my before pictures like right away. I was super embarrassed about it, but I stepped out of my comfort zone, and once again, everything just took off from there, from stepping out of my box. All right, who wants to go next? I'm so awkward tonight. I don't know why.
I can go ahead and go next. Okay, so I am Melissa. I am 27 years old. I'm the young one here, but I signed up, let's see, it was back in, I've been here a while, November of 2019. So I signed up as a discount coach because that was before we had preferred customers. And so I sat as a discount coach for a couple months, and I wasn't under Brooke, I was under one of her other coaches. So I eventually got moved up to her. But from the beginning, Brooke has like been there for me. So I think it was then February of 2020. I think it was right before the pandemic started. I actually started coaching, but I would say more of like a hobby coach, you know, just to pay for my products, get a couple friends, family signed up, and that was really about it. And so I hit Emerald pretty fast. A lot of my family is underneath me. Okay, Becca, she lives with me. She's my sister. She's in the other room, so I can hear her laugh. So if I look to the side, that's why. But my mom and my older sister did Beachbody way before with one of my cousins, but they were never really consistent. And I always rolled my eyes at Beachbody. And so now that I'm like here, it's kind of funny to look back on, but now they're signed up underneath me. And honestly, my mom is probably my best like challenger. She will always commit to a program and she never stops. And I guess once I started being like a hobby coach in 2020, I kind of fluctuated between doing a whole bunch of coach activities and not. And so I would go back and forth basically depending on like my work schedule. So for those that don't know, I am a public accountant. So from January to May, I work like 60 to 70 hours a week. And I travel all over Wisconsin for work. Like the past month, I've been down in Milwaukee. So it's like now during the summer when I have more time, I kind of get into more coaching things. But now this past year compared to my first year, I've been more consistent. Sorry, I am all over the place. It's been a long day. But most of my customers, PCs and coaches underneath me, or my PCs and my coaches have been with me for a while. So I've been sitting at that like right before Diamond for a long time. Just ask Brooke. She keeps telling me or asking me when I was going to go Diamond. I was like, I'm going to do it. And I finally did it. So my biggest advice is once you decide you want to go Diamond, because it really truly is a decision. Once you decide you want to do that, set a date, but make sure you have set your like goal date sooner than you think, at least for me, because I am a procrastinator. If you tell me to hit it by June 30th, I'll hit it by June 29th. And so if you say I want to hit it by May, if you're trying to earn like the leadership trip to Arizona this year, and you need this, and this, set your goals before then. Another thing, one of my tips is I kind of used to think it was like all or nothing. Like I had to sign people up with challenge packs, which I know is the best deal and that's what I go for. But some people, at least in like who like I'm inviting, you know, they might already have a fitness plan. They are really into the gym and they don't need the workout part of it, but they might need the supplements. So I get their foot in the door with the supplements and then we kind of go from there, which the first year of my coaching, I never really did that. It was all or nothing. So now that I've switched my mindset, it was easier to get people signed up. What else did I have? One other thing is, this actually came from Becca, but she says, let other people tell you no. Like, don't be afraid to reach out to people and ask them to join you and whatnot, because guess what? If they say no, they say no. Who cares? You move on. and what, it was like a year ago, one of my coworkers, I was gonna invite her, and then I waited. And when I finally reached out, she's like, oh, I signed up with someone else like 2 weeks ago. And she ended up switching to me, but I was like, oh, and I was like, okay. After that, I was like, I'm not waiting anymore. I'm just gonna go for it. And I mean, in all honesty, I might have had a handful of mean responses, but they just kind of go off my shoulder. Another big tip I have is host your own like challenge groups or group chat, something. Because what I found is when I started pretty early hosting my own groups, as much as I love Brooke, I was like, okay, I'm on my own. But I found when I was hosting my own group, I was more excited to invite to that. And you could tell in my messages and my voice memos to people, like, I was just more excited compared to, oh, like we have this one group going on, and I wasn't as involved. So just, yeah. And it doesn't have to be a big Facebook group. It doesn't have to be a bod group. Right now, my best ones are I have a Facebook Messenger group chat, which just seems to get people to like check in more. So that's what's working right now. Let's see what else. I think that's all. There's one thing I wanted to share. So right now I'm reading Atomic Habits. I'm really big into personal development. And if you're not into that, highly, highly recommended. But there was this quote out of the book, and it says, it's easy to get bogged down trying to find the optimal plan for change, the fastest way to lose weight, the best program to build muscle, the perfect idea for a side hustle. We are so focused on figuring out the best approach that we never get around to taking action. And I read this like the week after I hit Diamond, and I was like, oh shoot. I was like, I was always so focused on, I got to get all these pieces in place, and oh, this will happen next week. This will happen next week. And I was like, nope, you just have to take the action. So I hope that all made sense, because I just ramble on and talk a lot. But that's all for me.
I love it. I just had to add, Melissa went from like 3 active people on her downline to like Diamond in 24 hours. It blew my mind. She is like, I think that was like the coolest thing to ever witness, honestly, even for myself, that this really truly is a decision, and just being so intentional with your time and who you're having conversations with. And it doesn't need to be perfect, and it doesn't need to be 12 challenge packs or whatever. Like it was so cool to see. And we were all like up all night in that chat, chatting away. Oh, thank you so much. All right, Jenny girl and baby Collins. They love her. Take it away.
Hi. Oh my gosh, I have such a fussy baby over here. She's been so sick all day. So hopefully she's quiet. She was just fussing. So I'm Jenny. This is Collins, my newest. I started Beachbody in the summer of 2020. I signed up as a hobby coach. I only had one child at the time, my son, who's almost 4 now. He was 2. A girlfriend of mine who's actually in our group, Melissa Ploutz, she was signing up under Nikki, and she told me about it. She's like, I'm going to do Beachbody. And I was like, what the hell is Beachbody? I had no idea. I had heard about it, but I had no idea what it was. Like, I didn't know there was workouts. I had heard of Shakeology. I didn't know it was part of the same program. I had like no clue. But I was like, I'm looking for a change. So whatever. I had FOMO. I was like, all right, let's just do it. Where do I sign up? So I just like went for it. So they're like, sign up as a coach. And I was like, I don't want to coach. Like, that's not what I want to do. But there was no preferred customer. So she's like, just do it to get the discount. You can cancel. I was like, okay, because I wanted nothing to do with coaching. I work full time. And I just didn't have the time to do it. And I just didn't want to commit. And it was just like super scary for me. So I did it for the first month, canceled. But I just did my workouts. I didn't really follow a nutrition plan. I didn't really get good results. I kind of dabbled in it. I wasn't consistent at all. And then I got pregnant. and I threw up my back and I had a miserable second pregnancy and I just totally quit. And then I had her last November, and 5 weeks after having her, I went all in. I was like, okay, I'm ready. Like, I didn't like who I saw in the mirror. I was unhappy with my body and I was just tired and just not feeling myself. And I'm like, okay, now is the time. Like, I need to do this once and for all. So Brooke was doing a December challenge and I was like, all right, I'm all in. I did the nutrition plan. I did Portion Fix. I won the challenge. I got $100. I had a fire under my booty. I was like, oh my God, that was awesome. I had awesome results. And I'm like, okay, I want to keep going. And there's Brooke. You should coach. You should coach. I'm like, I don't really want to. And then I was like, okay, I'm on maternity leave. I have 2 more months off. I'm like, I'm like, the income sounds nice, right? Like, okay, if I could just do it to pay for my products, that would be awesome. So I'm like, okay, I'll do it. I'll just go for it while I have the time to kind of figure it out. And so I signed up the end of January, and then I got my first couple people in. I made Emerald, I think, in February. I signed up Kyle right away. I got some friends to join me because I started sharing, which was super scary. I will say, like, my biggest advice too is like share. Just like everyone said, go all in, don't tiptoe about it. It was hard for me at first because I was not very active on social media. Like, I would just share pictures of my kids, like, oh, Caleb's 2 years old, or we went to the zoo today. So to all of a sudden be like blasting, here I am, like working out all day, was like kind of awkward at first. And I had a lot of people like rolling their eyes at me. I knew that they were, and I could just tell from some of the comments and some of what Kyle's friends were saying that were watching me, like, oh, Jenny's working out now. And I was like, screw you, watch me. I'm going to keep going, kind of just pushes you to keep going. So I was like, whatever. Now that I've been doing it consistently every day, it's just normal. And I don't feel like it's as awkward. So you do just have to go all in. So anyways, I started in January and I am now a diamond coach, which I really didn't think I would ever get to. It was not really a goal for me. I thought that this was just going to be like a little, I don't know, little hobby, little side hustle. But now I'm like super pumped, like to keep getting these new ranks. It's kind of fun, and getting to work with all of you guys and getting to know everybody is very exciting. So I think I'm just going to keep going and see where this road takes me. So as far as, best advice is just share all the time, share your life, what's going on. Like, I'm a mom of 2, I work full time. I get very little sleep. I'm nursing. I'm up all night long. That's honestly what I'm doing in invites. You'll get email. I send messages at like 2:00 in the morning because that's what works best for me. Like, I have to fit it into the nooks and crannies of my day. And that's just what works. So I message people at 2 a.m. Try to make connections, right? Just share. I post mostly stories every day, and then a little bit on my feed here and there. Oh, don't ruin this for us. I know, she doesn't feel good. And then something that I am working on is reels. I'm not good at reels. I feel like I post the same thing. And yours are good. Stop it. Anne's are funny. Ashley, you're hilarious. You girls are good at it. I need to take some notes from you guys. But I don't know, it's kind of fun just like getting new followers and connecting with people other than friends, which I know Shauna, I think it was you that posted that about how your biggest supporters are strangers. And it's totally true. Like, my biggest supporters are like you guys, which you're not strangers anymore, but you were. And some of my closest friends, they don't want to join me. They don't comment on my posts. They don't like my posts. And that's fine. Like, at first it bothered me and I was like, oh, well, I thought you were my friend. Well, it's like, whatever. I feel like maybe they'll come around someday, right? We'll just wait around and see. I guess that's it. What I'm looking at my notes off to the side too, to see what else. All I can say is keep going. I've wanted to quit so many times, and it's just, you just have highs and lows. Some days where you are just like, inviting like crazy and you feel great about it. And then there's other moments where you're just like, I don't know if I can do this. All I can say is just keep going. And they will come. Keep sharing and they will come. Okay, that's it for us.
That was awesome. And stop spending too much time trying to make things look perfect. Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, that's me too.
I love it. It's
Totally. Just post it and don't care.
just
Don't worry
go.
about it.
Yes, I'm sensing some trends here too between all of you guys. Just talking about, I think the biggest thing for me is not assuming that other people are going to say yes or no. And I think that's a good reminder for me and just everyone on here, whether you're brand new or you've been around for a while, is we tend to get so in our heads and overthink and overcomplicate everything from what is this person going to say? What are they going to think? What is this person thinking? And we never know. And honestly, I think I heard this from someone along the way. Like, it's not really our business what other people think of us. Like, that's on them. Like, we got to do us. We're doing this for our family and for ourselves. And if it's bringing us joy and insert income disclaimer, a little extra income, like, why not? Like, why not do something that makes you happy and makes you feel good? So that was awesome, ladies. Now I'm trying to think. I don't feel like I have any like good final wow questions. Or if anyone else has any questions that they want to ask in the chat. I know one of the questions that had come up pretty early on, I think it was when Anne was talking, was more about just like business building, like when would be a good time to sign up your spouse and build them to Emerald. And I know you guys were kind of back and forth in the chat. Everyone had different responses to that. Does anyone have any more?
I totally forgot to even say that part because I am so scattered brain tonight. How I did it with Josh and I signed him up under me. I got myself to Emerald first. And then after I was Emerald, I started building him up to Emerald. And then Brooke's like, okay, you need so many people under you. And then you need one more person to go Emerald to be Diamond. And I'm like, okay, there's that fire she lit under me. Here I go. And then I got my mom signed up as a coach. So I actually manage my account, my husband's account, and then my mom's account. And that's how I became Diamond. I do recommend not taking 3 on right away because it is a little stressful. But if you don't have a coach and you have these goals and you want to hit them, there's absolutely nothing wrong with taking complete control over your own business and running with it. You just got to stay a little more organized. It gets a little confusing going back and forth between everybody's office. Brooke's really good at keeping all 4 of us on track on what we need to be doing because we're still over here like, wait, I need to have what? We need to do what? And then all of us are like, in panic mode trying to find people. I did that. What was that? 2 weeks ago. All of a sudden I had like no PCs under my mom, and Brooke's like, you need 2 PCs to stay in your qualifications and then us stay in our qualifications. And I'm like, oh shit, okay. And I was in a little bit of a mental breakdown again. So I was like, that little push Brooke gave me picked me right back up, and I'm back in it again. I know we all kind of talked about that too, how you're going to have your ups and downs, but don't give up on it. Especially, I think I just burnt myself out with trying to get 3 accounts going and stay where I'm at. Don't get to that point. If it's too much, reach out to your coach, see how they can help you manage it, and what other options you could be doing so you're not getting burnt out. This is supposed to be fun, not something where you're just going to be like, I don't want to do this anymore. It's too stressful. It's not meant to be stressful. It's supposed to be fun and helping people get the results. And just kind of like we all said, just be super lighthearted with everything and just people be inspiring to people. Okay, I'm done ranting or I won't stop.
That was perfect. Okay, so 2 more quick questions and then we'll get wrapping up. Melissa, how did the transition go from hobby to for a year to now? So how was the transition basically from being kind of that hobby coach like you explained to making Diamond happen and just going for it?
I think it was just kind of making that decision. So, okay, started as a hobby coach because I just wanted to pay for my products because, who wants to pay when you can have that extra income? But then I was getting messages from some of my customers, like with their results and how it's impacted them and all this stuff. And I was like, okay, I like doing this. Like, that was like honestly better than the income for me, was getting that feedback. I was like, okay, I'm actually helping people. So that's when I kind of switched more into doing it as a business builder. And so I looked for more than just signing someone up as a customer, looking for those people that, now that we had PCs, would be like a PC, or, I mean, right now my 2 coaches are my 2 sisters. So I previously had 2 other PCs or coaches underneath me at one point that now switched to PCs. So it's just kind of fluctuated. But I think it truly is just sharing more of like the business side of things and not just you working out or you drinking your shake and all that. Cause a lot of times I kind of like, I think it was Ashley said before, like assuming, at least for me, like I've been in this for 2.5 years now. And so a lot of things I think are common sense to people, but they're not. Like, if me and Brooke could go and talk all day about stuff because it's just common sense to us, but I go and talk to one of my customers and they're like, oh, I didn't know that Fire and Flow was launching here or this and this. So you just want to make sure like that you're sharing all aspects of it. As well as one of the big things was
Ellie, wait till I am done. I'm starting to get mad, okay? Oh God, I'm unmuted now.
sorry, Ashley.
Sorry, she won't stop talking.
You also want to make sure you're not like, because you're not here just to sell the programs and sell the products. You're here to sell like your services, which is what I like eventually learned. You want to show people what you're providing to them, not just, oh, here's your login for the workouts and here's a subscription to Shakeology. So I hope that answered your question. If not, feel free to reach out to me and we can talk.
Yes, that was awesome. You guys can always ask in our group chats too that we have these questions later, because I love keeping those chats going. Last one, Melissa, I'll do this one super quick about Success Club. I have to have a Shake subscription under me to hit it. So this is more of like a technical, like placing orders thing, which you can ask in our group as well. And I can respond in there. But basically to hit Success Club, you have to have 90 volume on your account on Home Direct. That is like the only thing that needs to be on Home Direct is like your 90 volume to stay active. And then like for me, like Steven's account, we put everything else under him to keep him active. So like Energize, Beach Bars, Greens. If I just got the Elise sweatshirt that I love, like I would put that under him and not under me. And then when they are signed up as a preferred customer or coach, you would get the volume from that order. So that would help you team cycle bonus, which is like a whole nother topic for a whole nother night. So we can go into some resources and I can share some videos on that as well. God bless you, Brooke, for putting up with me. Well, my coach, Brooke, probably feels the same about me because I feel like I'm always asking the questions too. We're always all learning. So ladies, this has been amazing. Thank you so much. If you could, in like 2 sentences each, like real brief, I want to hear, and it could be like, maybe even just like one, like what is next for you? What is your next goal? What are you shooting for? And you guys can just each, Anne, Ashley, Melissa, Jenny, go real quick. And then we're going to end on that note. It's got to be a puke goal that makes you want to puke.
Ew.
Okay. I don't know about puke goal, but kind of, because it makes me nervous, but I need to find like coaches ready to go. Like I feel like I got hobby coaches, but I gotta find some coaches. And it makes me puke because it just makes me nervous. I don't know. To have the conversations, but you just gotta do it. So okay.
Okay, I'll go. I was gonna say 1 star, looking at you, Becca. No, I'm just kidding. But I would say 2 star. Helping Becca build hers too. Diamond, and then finding another working coach, and getting to 2 star by end of the year.
Say first, I need some working coaches. But kind of the same line as Melissa is I for sure want to at least get to 1 star diamond. I could shoot for higher. That's my puke goal, is going higher. But right now, I need to focus on getting some working coaches to even get to that 1 star.
I love it. Jenny, I don't know if you're with baby. Oh, there you are. Hi.
Hi, it's getting a little hairy over here.
It's okay. 1 sentence. What's your next big goal?
Stop.
I would say my next big goal would be to get, I'll say 2 more working coaches.
Oh,
I have 1 right now and she's doing amazing. And then I have Kyle. So I would love to get a couple more working coaches under me that really want to do this. So.
I love it. Awesome, ladies. Well, it's getting a little wild up in here too because Dad just left for work and we are not in bed. So don't know how that happened.
And this is a new.
All right. Yep.
and
Okay.
this is
We're
a
gonna
new
say goodbye
shot.
to everyone. Say thank you for
Shot with
coming.
you.
Love you guys. I will post the recording. This will be a fun ending.